Hi, I'm liberal. I'm Democrat voting. I'm very strong in my beliefs about a certain set. I have a very strong belief in a certain set of principles. I probably disagree with a lot of your principles. I disagree with conservatism and usually right-wing conservative beliefs. Okay. The reason I'm here tonight is my son is very right-wing conservative.
You have a very smart son.
And and he doesn't drink. He's only 20, watch it. And the reason that I'm here is because I raised him to believe and think for himself, to look at both sides and come up with his own opinion. And he kind of didn't come up with Bernie, okay, I can live with that, but I absolutely stand behind his right to think what he is free to think. And I don't need to break windows. That's not a model for what I believe in liberalism. There's a lot of liberals who are very upset about that. So my question to you is, in my sense of accepting and loving my son, it's different. He's my family. I also believe, for example, one example is LGBTQ adults, not trans kids. I'm going to get that argument. But LGBTQ adults who are happily in relationships and married, who are behind what they believe in, and it doesn't necessarily coincide with the Bible. It doesn't coincide with two genders. I believe that people have the freedom to express themselves, and they don't want to be in two genders. They have a different point of view because they looked at both sides. They came up and they have the freedom to believe what they want. So how do you, my question to you is, how in your belief of two genders do you accept people who don't believe that?
Well, yeah, I just asked the question. I would ask it of you. What is a woman?
Exactly.
For me personally, I am a woman. And I believe
but what is that? Don't answer the question with the question. Like, what is the vocab term woman? Define it.
That I align myself as a mother, and what the women in my life and the feminine values of being more relationship-oriented, less competitive, mothering, caring about someone ahead of myself. So those are values that feminist values that I believe in, and I believe I can be a woman. I don't have, I wasn't born with a male body, but I believe that I am a woman based on feminine principles. Those, and those and other
under
feminine
your
principles.
view, somebody can choose to be what they want to be.
Yes.
Okay. Can I be a bobcat?
Well, and more than that argument, I want to get more into
No, this is important.
Your belief.
Let me ask you another question. Can I be whatever age I want to be?
The response to that really is not exactly what my question's about.
Well, you're asking about my view on the LGBT, and I'm getting there. I'm just trying to understand.
And as an example, people who don't believe that there are two genders, just in general, who are disagreeing with you.
And you are one of those people, so I'm trying to get to some form of understanding and clarity.
Okay.
So do you think that having agreed upon objective reality on age is important?
Yeah, but that's not within the concept of gender.
Well, but why is that different? Why does reality stop when gender gets discussed?
Because I'm not thinking about people of different ages.
Why not? So if a 30-year-old thinks he's 14, he should be able to have sex with a 12-year-old, right?
No, this is more about gender.
Well, hold on.
Well, but I have a limit
but gender is where does that limit come from, and why do you believe in the limit for age but not for biology?
Because I feel that gender is an aspect of somebody they can believe in being able to be in more than one gender. I don't believe that age falls into that. I believe this is more about a gender that people are able to choose.
You're saying, though, that gender is a personal feeling or belief that somebody has about their existence.
Regardless, yes, within gender, there's some things that they don't, like being an animal or being 90.
Right, but the moral premise of that is that your biology, your chromosomes, do not dictate your reality, correct?
I don't know. Do I have to know the answer to that in order to honor the fact that somebody else believes that they are choosing to be a woman?
Let me tell you why and what I believe.
Do I have to agree with that?
Well, not a matter of agreeing.
In order to be able to identify gender.
You can have whatever opinion you want, but the truth is what I'm trying to articulate. It doesn't matter what you believe. Somebody is born a man. They don't stop being a man if they appropriate womanhood. If I wore blackface right now, I don't become black. If a man decides to all of a sudden dress in a dress, he doesn't become a woman, nor should you force other people to reaccommodate society. If they want to think that in their private time or in their own mind, it's kind of weird and strange. I guess go ahead and do it. But that's not the debate we're having in America right now. The debate we're having, and I'd love your final thoughts on this, is a biological man is able to compete against biological women in NCAA sports and win the national championship in swimming. Do you think that's fair?
I don't think that's not part of my personal beliefs. Okay, so let's maybe just go for gay and lesbian couples who are successful. I mean, just because I really want to know the answer, and I kind of know where that's headed, and I don't agree about men playing in women's sports or...
Hey, we agree on that. So
yeah, so I agree with that.
You understand that the liberals that you identify with call you a bigot for that belief, right?
Not the liberals that are my friends, and not all liberals believe that.
Yeah, that's shocking. I'd love to meet them. So, secondly, though, on the other part,
they're all in their 60s. My friend.
On the LGBT thing, and I want to get to as many questions as possible.
Yeah.
What does somebody's own personal sexual orientation have to do with lumping in a bunch of letters with somebody that is suffering from gender dysphoria? Those are two separate issues. Don't you think we should divide them?
No, I think that there are people who have healthy homosexual relationships who identify that way, who aren't in favor of some of the gender
You misunderstood
problems.
the question. What I'm trying to say is that for a while it was gay activism, and now it's LGBTQIA+. It just keeps on growing, and this kind of social contagion of left-wing activism. Let me just tell you my position very clearly, okay? Everybody's made in the image of God. That's my first premise. We all have a soul. You could disagree with that. The American founders believed every single human being had a soul, and that is a fact. I believe that marriage is an institution and a tradition that should be between one man and one woman. Marriage, in an ideal world, the state would have a limited role in that, but I don't believe that diluting or destroying the institution of marriage or the vocabulary or the truth behind it does it any justice for anybody. And you must understand what a word means and what is the purpose of that word. And having been married, I can understand that marriage is about opposites getting along to do something bigger than themselves. The big issue in the gay marriage debate, and some conservatives disagree, is that you don't have two opposites. You have two alikes that are coming, two people that are alike coming together. That's not what marriage is. You could call it something else. That's not marriage. In fact, I think it actually destroys and diminishes the beautiful institution of marriage. Let me ask you a question. Do you think a child, when they're born, should be raised in a certain mold, or do you think that child should be able to determine what gender it is as it grows up?
I think that child should be allowed to determine what gender that they define by.
So if a child is born with an XY chromosome as a male, you shouldn't raise that as a son. You should allow that child to discover whatever it is.
Yes.
Okay, that's you and I.
They should be allowed to define themselves and define who they want to be seen as.
Okay, so do you think there's differences between men and women?
Yes, there are biological differences between men and women.
But So then what would you would say to a child that's born, you're not going to raise it as a son or as a daughter, you allow it to discover itself. So sons should be allowed to have dolls and, whatever, and whatever happens, happens.
Yes. Are you saying that men should not be allowed to have Barbie dolls?
I did not say that whatsoever, but I'm saying there's certain character attributes and traits of how young men should be raised and how young ladies should be raised.
You are defining that women should be raised in one way and men should be raised in another.
Without a shadow of a doubt, yes. Men should have to restrain themselves from the physical proclivity. Men should to be gentlemen, to never use force unless absolutely necessary. Men should have to mature over a long period of time, to not indulge in their Darwinian proclivity to hurt, to harm, to hunt. And women who are more biologically likely to be nurturers and caretakers should be taught to be ladies in a young age. That's biologically consistent.
So, and stay at home.
No, if women want to do something different, that's fine. However, the data shows when men and women are presented with equitable choices, women are much more likely to, you should send that to Venezuela, I don't have that there. When men and women around ages 6 to 18 are given the option of what kind of majors they want to study, women tend to go towards early childhood education, nursing, so on and so forth, and men tend to go towards business and finance. Men and women have biological differences.
Because of the way that they were raised.
No, that you and I completely disagree. It's because of the DNA chromosomal structure that is inherent to who they are.
I'll take one. Wait, what is the toilet?
Can you put my hand?
Where's where?
If that's
They have a predisposition towards a certain behavioral pattern, but goodness must be taught.
Goodness must be taught. Goodness is
Well, no, I mean, people are broken by nature. You must teach a child to stop crying, or to stop lying, or to
People
stop
are broken
manipulating.
by nature?
Yes.
So you're going by the religious aspects that we
Of original sin, yes, because data supports it. Child
So is this a
psychology. So,
religious thing?
no, I am an evangelical Christian if you want to ask me, but it's a purely secular argument.
Okay, but by stating the argument that people are born in sin, then that is a religious argument, and that is outside of politics, and politics and religion should be separated.
Again, so you asked, is it an original sin argument? Yes. People are predisposed towards doing bad by their nature. Why do we have to teach kids to stop crying?
What science backs that up?
Child psychology.
Psychology.
Jordan Peterson. You laugh? Yeah, one of the most noted republished. Yeah, he taught at Harvard. He taught at some of the top schools across the world, and now he's being ostracized because he talks that men and women are different, which is now a radical notion in our university system. Men are better at some things than women, and women are better at some things than men.
What things are men better at?
Lifting heavy objects. Women are better caretakers and nurturers. Women are more organized. Women mature earlier.
I'm a way better nurturer than my sister. I work with kids. Holy shit.
There are always exceptions to the rule, but the rule exists for a reason. So the top.
There cannot be exceptions to a rule because the rule doesn't exist.
No, that's not the case. You have the rule, which is a generally true on the aggregate, but you always have things that are outliers to the data trend. Always. So when you say that men are typically better physically positioned, that physically gifted than women, that's true. I mean, if you look around.
I'm sorry. Say that again?
That men are usually stronger physically than women, that is true. The data supports that. Are there women that are stronger than men? Of course. That's an exception to a rule. That's called an outlier to data.
How is that naturally better than?
I'm not saying better. I'm not saying one sex or gender is better than the other. They're different.
I can see your point. I can see that men do have more testosterone.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm saying. So there's differences.
Yes, but
therefore, men are better at certain things than women, and women are better at certain things than men.
What is a woman?
Okay.
That's a stupid question, dude. That's a dumb question.
It can't answer what a woman is. It's not a trick question. What is a woman?
Who identifies as a woman?
What is that thing? You can't answer the question with the question. Define woman without saying woman.
It's a social form. Does it even matter?
What is a woman? This is not a trick question, everybody. You're in college, paying for an education. What is a woman?
How about you talk to someone with media training, huh?
You don't need media training. It's not a trick. What is a woman? You can't answer the question with the...
What are you talking about?
It's like...
What is a man?
The college kids of America going hundreds of thousands of dollars into debt who think it's a trick question when you ask them what a woman is.
Well, that's a very interesting one, listening to Charlie debating that very woman. But of course, one beautiful thing is, in as much as she is a woman, and of course, I'm talking about her son and how she raised him for him to be able to decide whatever he wants to be. Nonetheless, we give God the glory that he decided to choose how God wanted us to be, just like how Charlie says that what we are created in the image of God, and of course God created us as man and a woman, and I'm making reference to Genesis chapter 1 verse 27. You could see that she is a woman, but then she was not able to tell us what a woman is, and then she was just talking about, understand, you just identifying yourself as a woman and not necessarily you biologically being born as a woman. Is very sad and very unfortunate that we have people like that in society. And then this is the reason why you see Charlie has always been saying that college are supposed to be about goodness, beauty and truth. And then if the colleges of course are teaching people about the truth, then therefore they are supposed to teach people to know that they are either born male or female, and anything other than this, you understand, is just deception. Because if you look at it, you understand, some of these people, you understand, are grown into some of this work deception, and then that is the reason why you see people want to identify themselves as whatever they want to be called. It's very sad and unfortunate that we have people like this, and then if we continue like this, where do you think, you understand, we are going as human? And that's the reason why you see that woman was not able to respond to Charlie when he is asking her what a woman is. It's as simple as that. Why don't you just say a woman is someone with XX chromosome? Full stop. We don't have to drag this whole matter. If you don't have the XX chromosome and you have XY chromosome, it automatically means what? That you are a male or you are a man. You get the point? And then we have to teach people that for them to know some of these things. But then if you see young children who are not yet 18, you understand, try to go to some of this surgery, we believe that some of them, you understand, end up doing it, you understand, and then they feel regret. You understand? That's the reason why it's better for them to get to 18. And then that is the reason why you see even constitutional, you have to be 18 years before you vote. Why do you think that you have to wait until you are 18 before you can vote? Why do you think that you need to be 18 for you to be able to own a gun? Why do you think that you need to be 18 before you can be able to drive? Why do you think all these things, you understand, happen? There is a reason to that. And then that's the reason why God created us with that very DNA in our chromosome. Of course, some have the XX chromosome, some have the XY chromosome. So irrespective of if you are born with the XX chromosome, which means you are a woman, irrespective of you decide to wear a male costume and you want people to identify you as a male, it does not change the fact that what? That you are a woman is just a costume. If you like, you talk like a man, it does not still makes you what? A man. Because even if you go through your DNA test, it will still show that what? That you are either male or female. Because that's what our chromosome, you understand, will show. Either you're XX or you're XY. So any other thing that some of them feels that of course they could be man in a female body, it doesn't matter whether it's vice versa or whatever you decide to identify yourself with. It's just that you are just going against God's plan towards humanity. And then to be honest, just like how Charlie says, of course, women are very good in organizing. Like when you go to our homes, if you see the way they organize things, the way they think, the way they, like, Of course, you understand, they are very good at that. But then, for instance, go to the construction, you understand, industry, for instance. Most of the people that you see them, you understand, riding the tractors or carry lifting some of these heavy objects and all those things and plumbing, it does not mean that we don't have females or women who also do that, but they are very minute. And that's why we are talking about there are always, you understand, exception. It doesn't mean, but this is how God have decided to create us, and we should not go against God's plan. I know that a lot of you have thought an opinion, you understand, concerning this. Of course, we also see some of this group of young ladies, or rather they are asking them, what is a woman? And then you're not able to tell. And then that's why Charlie is saying that these are people that their parents are spending thousands of dollars, you understand, to pay their school fees, and then they cannot tell us, you understand, what a woman is. Very unfortunate that this is the kind of generation we are. And the truth about it is, whether we like it or not, we are going to meet our Maker, and He is going to ask us a question. And then that is when the day of accountability comes in. If you go against God, of course, judgment will come. And what do you think, understand, will be your fate? And then that is the reasons why what we have to return back to Jesus. Some of these people, we love them, we loved you. We just want to put you, understand, in the right path. Just like how we could see people, understand, doing some certain things that we think that, understand, they are against God's will. Of course, God have already listed them. He has already given us the commandment. Right? And Jesus Himself, you understand, even though some of us could commit, you understand, sin, and then we'll talk about, you understand, the grace. But Jesus Himself have said that He did not come to condemn any word of the prophet, but then to actually fulfill them. And then that is why He says that heaven and earth shall not pass away, even a dot, but the word of God shall come to pass. So if Jesus says that He did not come to condemn them, and then that is why we are saying that we love you and we want you to return back to Christ. We want you to return back to the truth, and the truth is found in Jesus, so that you can be safe. I know that a lot of you have thought an opinion, and I wanted to drop it at the comment section. I may God bless you as you do so. So, what is a woman? Let me see that at the comment section, and have a wonderful week. Goodbye.